One of our final pieces of crushing your next class would be this idea of what about those digital engagement tools? Leveraging them and using them in such a way that students not only hopefully are engaging because they want to, but also maybe they have no other choice, right? So things that you do have at your disposal. Zoom. All right, in Zoom, hopefully you're familiar with polls. Polls obviously are, we can bring in those questions, we can bring in just informal feedback type questions about either how the lesson is going or about questions specifically related to the content, and have those mixed in every once in a while. One of my tricks I like to do is when I know I want to bring up my Zoom poll, I actually put this slide in my PowerPoint. And that's a visual reminder, not only for me that we're about to have a Zoom poll, but it also sort of prefaces it for the students. Okay, there's about to be a Zoom poll, I'd better pay attention. Chats can certainly be used and leveraged by students. The whiteboard allows them potentially to take control, or you to draw out a problem on the board over a digital environment. And then even the emoticons, things like the thumbs up, thumbs down, the smiley faces, just really encouraging students if they have a question to raise their hand or their digital hand, or for them to prompt you to go a little bit slower or maybe move up, maybe go faster, because, well, back to that storytelling, maybe that storytelling is taking a little bit of time. So some of the Zoom features really can be leveraged. And then something that's not in this list, but we can see in the image, breakout rooms. Don't be afraid of the breakout rooms. Even with the students that are in a face-to-face class, they may be working with those that are working at home. The breakout room can certainly be leveraged, or just encouraging them to use it anyways and having the flexibility to go somewhere else on campus. Two other digital tools I'm very much a fan of, Peardeck and Nearpod. So in our presentation, there's a video. I'm very, very hesitant to play a video within the recording that you're taking a look at. But when you get this presentation, please take a look at Peardeck. Both have, Peardeck and Nearpod have a Google Slide add-on, and it is free. Of course, with the free version, there are a few limitations, but with a little creativity, both Peardeck and Nearpod can be used as formative assessment taking with your students. Peardeck, for example, allows you to create interactive slides where students can log in, view your PowerPoint as they're progressing through it, either self-paced or at your control, and then have to answer questions along the way before it can move to the next. In a synchronous course, a live course, this can obviously be controlled by the instructor. You can give students sort of a countdown or talk to them and then let them know, time is up, and then take immediate look at the results. That immediate feedback is extremely powerful. When you see that, for example, if it's multiple choice question you've worked into your Peardeck, that 75% of them chose A and A is correct, and then you've got 25% choosing something else. Well, that may not sound like the largest discrepancy to some people, but what I'll say is this: even if it was 99% to 1, it's a learning opportunity in that moment to say, let's take a look at this one other answer that wasn't the correct answer and why someone may have selected that. You can do all this without actually calling the student out. You can keep it anonymous. Nearpod has similar functionality. You can work in questions on slides. What's also nice about Nearpod is you can use videos and work in questions at stopping points on videos. You can pull them either from your own YouTube channel or from something like Crash Course History, let's say, another YouTube channel, another YouTube video. So there's a lot of functionality between these two, and certainly can create a lot of engagement. If you are like me and you've embraced having students use their cell phones in the classroom as a clicker, as a response device, the more they're on that doing things for you, the less they're on it working on their TikTok or putting something on Snapchat. So not only is it the less they're doing that, but if they're going to be in the students' hands anyways, might as well leverage that device. That was always my philosophy. They're going to use it anyways, and there's no way to stop it. Might as well leverage it and use it to my advantage as a teacher. Edpuzzle is very similar to what I mentioned about Nearpod, with the idea that we can work in questions So Edpuzzle not only integrates with Blackboard, but we can track students' comprehension, we can reinforce accountability, engage students in not only self-paced, but even instructor-paced learning. And then as far as the video options are concerned of what we can upload to Edpuzzle, there's YouTube, TED Talks, Khan Academy, and so much more. What's really nice about this, again, is that you can work in your own questions, add as many stopping points as you see necessary into a video. You can even set settings that don't allow students to advance the video unless they've answered the question. And if we do go with the integration with Blackboard, or if you were to go with it, obviously that'd be real data that can be tracked in Blackboard and have scores with.